Today's episode of the Ross Cloud Podcast is sponsored in part by GospelStationCharts.com, where you can view gospel radio station song charts and track the promotion of your song, such as view how many stations are playing your song and how often, including what day and time your song played. Check it out now. Visit GospelStationCharts.com.
Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Ross, and this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's listening all over the world. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Ross Cloud Podcast as we travel through the clouds of life, empowering each other. I got a special guest with us. You know what? He's not even a special guest. It's family. We got
family.
I got the one and only Mr. Mike Anderson with us. What's happening? Mike Ray Anderson.
Mike Ray Anderson in the house.
You know. Hey, bro, listen, man. Bro, it's always a pleasure and an honor to have you on. And, man, we always have some great conversations.
Oh, yeah.
I like the way you responded to that feed not too long ago.
Oh, yeah, man. You got to kill them with kindness, man.
And you did a great job of it, too, man. I was very happy about that, too. I knew I didn't want to respond. I was like, shoot, let me let Mike respond to it because it was his, it was everything. It was your quote. It was what you said. So I said, in all honesty, Mike needs to be the one to actually respond to that and get that off.
Yeah. And see, what I thought about when I was addressing the situation.
Yeah.
It was so crazy as a scripture came to me. And the scripture was, forgive them, Father, for they know not.
Yeah.
And he knew not because he didn't see the whole show. He just saw that one
portion of it, yeah.
And did not realize where that statement came from and the context of it and what it was applied to. And a lot of the times we find ourselves in situations where we judge things that we have no idea what they're applicable to.
Yeah.
Whether it's the moment before or the moment after.
Yeah.
And so when I thought about that, I said, you know what? Forgive him, Father, for he knows not. So let me just kind of respond in kindness.
Yeah.
To show him that we're not on a platform that attacks your opinion.
Oh, not at all.
Even if it's your uninformed opinion.
Even if it is, yeah.
An uneducated guess.
Yeah.
And that's just how I saw it to the point to where, And then I know he kind of responded from another place.
Yeah, he did. He did.
The racial barrier and the racial disparities.
But it wasn't like that, though.
No, it was nothing like that. And I just feel at times, man, we let people be who they are. A lot of people be like, oh, no, don't come for me. Don't come for me. And I'm just like, yo, you can't even come for me.
Right.
You can't come for me.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
That's why when the response was like it was, I was like, man, I was going to respond, but I said, you know what? That would be impulsive.
Exactly.
And I didn't want to be impulsive. I wanted to be very well thought out when I responded. But I was like, he didn't see the whole show. So to his defense, it was like, okay, he going based off of a quote.
Exactly.
Off of a clip. But it was such a profound clip.
Yeah.
I had to use it. Because in the context of what you were using it in, I knew we were talking about mental health. And I was like, that make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
As it pertains to mental health and why we see some of the disparities in our neighborhood the way that they are. And he was talking about the upbringing of our children.
Yes.
And how...
during the latchkey era.
Yes. And sometimes it feels like our parents during that time would be attacking us, literally. Yeah, kind of... projecting that trauma on us.
Exactly.
And it continues to just span and get worse.
Yes.
And when we take it, then we take it to the next level when we leave.
Yeah.
Leave the nest. But anyway, you did a great job of responding. I was glad you did. And listen, I would say to the people that are watching the show, oftentimes we do clips, but it would behoove of you to go and watch the entire episode so you get the full understanding of the clip.
Exactly.
And why it was said.
Yes.
The reason it was said.
Yeah.
So, it's
I remember in school that when we would read through a chapter for the week.
Okay, yeah.
And then later on, we would have the quiz. Now, there was no way in the world that we could take that quiz unless we read the whole chapter and studied the whole chapter.
Got you.
And do good on the quiz, unless, of course, you cheated. You know
Right.
So, in essence, I'm looking at it like, sometimes you need to go back and read the whole chapter, man, and you might understand exactly why.
Cliff Notes ain't going to do it.
Cliff Notes definitely not going to do the Cliff Notes of Cliff Notes.
Yeah. That ain't gonna work. You got to see the entire episode so you can really understand what was said.
Yeah. If you're going to be a critic, watch the whole movie.
Be a critic.
Yeah,
and dissect that bad boy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, and then if I give you the opportunity to do that, then so be it.
So be it. Right.
But if I tell you something that is based on experience and my experience.
I was going to say that. That's right. Because your father was an ex-soldier. Am I correct?
Yeah.
He went to Nam, right?
And Korea.
Korea
War vet and Vietnam War vet.
Oh, yeah. He
back
had
to back. So
double trauma.
Trauma. And watched his brother get lynched when he was young. So.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That trauma can carry over, man. Shout out to Jay Gunn, who just came out with his new album, Game 7. He played me in my life story, A Polished Soul.
Ah, yeah.
But Jay Gunn talks about, in one of his songs, he talks about the trauma. He's saying that his son is becoming a better man than him. He's glad that he is watching this. And he hopes he just goes outside and run and enjoys the sun.
Sure.
And, is not one of those guys that coops himself up, But he talks about the fact that he's not going to pass on that trauma that his father brought him. Because his father also was in the military. And was pretty much traumatized and passed it on to Jay Gunn.
Sure.
So Jay Gunn talks about that in his song where he says he's not going to pass that on. And that's just how I am, man. I don't take that trauma and pass that on, whether it's my son, whether it's kids that I mentor or whatever the case may be. That trauma is for me, and I respond to my trauma the way that I need to whenever it's triggered.
Yeah, I you know what, and to your point, you don't even do that with adults either.
No.
The one thing that I have noticed about you and your character is if it goes there, then you just cut that individual off. I'm not dealing with that. It's just kind of like I'm going to walk away from that because I don't even want to be triggered.
Yeah.
That's what I get from you. I'm kind of like that, too. I try not to put myself in predicaments.
Oh, you are. I watched you one time, and I saw your face. I saw how you... It was funny because you didn't even say a word. I saw your face just do something like...
Yeah.
And you tighten up.
Yep.
And pretty much just got away from the whole conversation.
Man, I'm that way, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to open up that, I'm not much of a debater because I'm diplomatic in my thoughts.
Yeah.
I try to see the side of everybody for the most part. I'll agree. If I agree, I agree. If I disagree, even if I disagree with you, I still try to take a diplomatic approach because it's like, I don't know why you're that way.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're wired that way. I might not like it, but I'll be like, hey, man, that's just who you are.
Yeah.
Unless, now my brother's totally opposite. He would be sort of like you. He would debate and say, no, no, it can't be that way. It should be like this.
Exactly.
This is how we're supposed to be, man. Like, I feel you. But I still think you, but you know what, though, Mike, even observing you, I'll say this.
Now, when I stand on something, I'm going to stand on it.
Yeah, but I also think there's a lot of grace there, too.
Yeah.
Let me say that. Grace is what I see.
Grace. Yeah, grace and mercy. Grace and mercy.
Bro, we all need it, too.
Yeah.
Right?
And that just comes from the fact that, the Creator, all praises due, has just had that same grace and mercy upon my life.
Sure, indeed,
with
bro.
all that I've done and all the imperfect choices I have made and all the irresponsible choices that I have made.
Yeah.
Our Creator has given me that grace and mercy to even
be
able to sustain in this very moment.
No doubt.
without falling apart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So look, man, I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and then we're going to get into the meat of the conversation. But that was a great way for us to open up, though.
Oh, sure.
Because we didn't get a chance to really talk the last time, really go in detail, but we said we was going to talk about it.
Yeah.
But, man, I got to compliment you on the fit, fam.
Okay.
And you're rocking the AIs. I ain't even mad at it. And, hey, man, peep this out. You know, AI is the vice president of Reebok now.
Yeah.
Which is dope.
That's dope, man.
Culture, like he was a culture icon.
Man, he was a cultural icon to the nth degree, man, to the point to where this brother, you know, nobody really peeped him in his brain movement. His business movement.
Crazy.
And he came and just crushed the game now.
He did, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
He did.
You know, and I always tell people when he was playing for the 76ers, and I was watching him, I only got a chance to experience him watching him on TV in prison.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's right. You was locked up then, wasn't you?
So,
okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I had these same shoes.
Yeah.
On the inside. You know what I'm saying? They were brought to me, and I was rocking these joints, playing basketball and everything in them, and it was something about AI, man, that I knew that he came from a struggle, and he kept struggling.
He did.
While he was going through the league and while he was doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? And to me, what I saw was that black sheep, that regardless of what pressure the struggle puts on him, he is still going to endureth
and he did.
Till the end.
He did, bro.
Yeah.
And you know what else the beauty about that is? I have to give kudos. I don't know whether it was his agent or his manager that set it up, or somebody at Reebok that set it up for him to still be good.
It was his whole team. It was his whole team.
Bro,
it was his financial advisors, all of them.
So important to have a great team around you.
Yeah.
That was like the best decision they ever made. I think it was $50 million, right?
Yeah.
50 million?
Well, I don't want to quote it.
Yeah,
I want to say it's around there, though.
Okay.
But I know it's an astronomical number. I know that.
Yeah. Till he get 50, right?
Yeah, I want to say it's 50.
And I think he's at that age now, ain't he?
Yeah, well, I want to say he's our age.
He is our age, because I'm 52. How are you, Mike?
52.
Okay, so he should be right at.
I believe he's our age. I want to say he's our age.
Ain't he?
I want to say that.
Because that was doing, he got to be, because I was a Hoyas fan. I think I just like the head coach.
Yeah.
He represented so much of us, you know what I'm saying?
So I'm looking at the time slot of when I would have been in college as well as whatever, and I'm thinking he's running neck and neck. Yeah, he's running neck and neck with us on that situation.
Yeah. And he right up the road, right there in Richmond.
Yeah,
Ain't
man.
That though? Right, VA, North Carolina.
VA all day, man. And I'm just
Carolina.
like, you see the North Carolina as
That's
well.
what I was saying. So let's talk about the fit. The fit that's tight, bro.
The fit is actually, this sweatsuit is from Lavoyalty. Love and loyalty.
I like that.
And so it's designed and made and gifted to me by none other than Jonell Young, which is the brother that played Jizza on the Wu-Tang Saga on Hulu.
I love it.
Yeah, so...
Fire.
Yeah, so this is a brother that we met early in the game while we both were doing our thing, auditioning. Sure. We was auditioning for the BMF in Atlanta. It was the major audition, and we both were introduced to each other by a sister, actually, who's an actress as well, doing her thing in Atlanta, Rachel, or Rachel, I should say, and she was like... introduced us, say, hey, I think y'all got like the same energy I noticed about y'all.
Sure,
so we met, and then just recently at the Peachtree Village International Film Festival, we met again, when we won first place, and he got the Rising Star Award.
Wow.
So when I saw that he was doing his thing, man, I always love an entrepreneur that's an actor or an artist as well.
Absolutely, bro.
And so when I saw that, he was doing this, I bought one.
No doubt.
And then he gifted me another one.
Gotta love it. Yeah, that's how it goes.
And so it was a beautiful thing, man. And when I got it, I was like, "Oh snap! This joint is hot. I'm gonna ride this with my AIs and the Carolina fit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And guess what?
Because it's Carolina blue, and he know me.
Hey,
I'm
a
Carolina boy.
Hey, I'm gonna say it like, I ain't a Carolina boy. I'm actually Duke, but it's all good. It's all good.
A house divided.
Yeah. Right? but I was gonna say, man, like the young young people say the drip is amazing, my brother.
You know, drip, you know what I'm saying? Wet, wet. But nah, it's definitely dope. Shout out to Jonell Young, man, who's doing his thing, man. He just came out of Beverly Hills filming this new project that's going to be off the chain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's on and on and on and on. Yeah. And we like that, man. We like to see ourselves excel in the world of arts because of the simple fact that, man, there is a big disparity in the arts.
It is, brother.
No matter where you go.
No matter where you go.
Whether it's on set or on the field at the Super Bowl.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, which is a great segue. I heard you mention the film festival. You guys won the award.
Yes.
But, you know, we talked a little bit. You had the amazing opportunity, and it was a great segue because there's a few things I want to talk about, but you had the amazing opportunity to go to the Super Bowl this year in Vegas.
Yes.
So I kind of want to talk about your experience with Vegas before we get down into the meat of the conversation, because you already know what I want to ask you, right?
Yeah.
So there's a few things I want to talk to you about. First,
we might not be able to have this conversation because of the unwritten rule. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Well, we won't go into details.
Nah, it wasn't like that. I promise you, man.
Got you.
I was on my old man shit. I was going to sleep. I don't know how many times.
Well, you know what? We at that age group where we fall asleep. I fall asleep in the movie theater.
It's called naps.
It's called naps, my brother. It helps sustain
very
you.
Healthy.
Yes, sir. Very healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But I saw you post a few things, man, that was super dope. And I saw you getting off, I guess you was getting off a bus.
Oh, yeah,
and
the NFL
good
bus.
Friend of yours is a ref.
Man,
and he's a black referee, which is crazy. I mean, of course, I know we see it a lot, but every time I see it.
From North Carolina.
From NC.
From NC,
I love it, man. I love
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
I love it, man.
Shout out to my boy, Patrick Holt. We had been boys since 7th grade.
Gotta love it.
At Ann Chestnut Middle School, man.
Come on.
And we, grew years and years into friendship, man. And, you know, shout out to him, man, because he made it possible.
Yeah.
He was selected to referee his first NFL Super Bowl game, man.
Yo,
Patrick. I'm definitely going to make sure he listens to this, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, it was just amazing and beautiful. And then one of my homeboys that we also grew up with was able to attend with us because he gifted him as well with a ticket.
Oh, love it,
Atiba. Shout out to Atiba. Used to teach right here in Greensboro, man.
Okay.
Then taught in Winston-Salem, and now he teaches in Charlotte.
Okay, cool.
But he's a marketing teacher. And
I love it.
We all got a chance to really, really experience it, man. We had fun. Had good seats in the stadium.
Come on, man.
Man, we had the little light up thing around our neck when Usher came out, man.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, I was doing my Usher dances, man.
No, you wasn't, man. But you know what? That's our era, though.
Yeah, that's our, well, you know, for me in prison. You know
okay, I forgot.
I experienced a lot in prison when it came to music that I wish I would have been home for. But when I came home in 2008, I was rocking Usher, man. I was rocking Usher hard.
Hey, man.
Here I Stand was the name of the album, man. With Moving Mountains and all them up in the club and all that.
What?
That whole CD, I was rocking that joint for 2 years straight on my MP3 player.
Man, listen, Raymond versus Raymond was... that was a good one. I want to say...
I could listen to anything now.
Anything, really. Was it 8701 or 80701?
Whatever that number was.
Whatever that number was. I don't want to... That was a fire album, too.
I go back and listen to all his stuff.
It's all of it. It's timeless, bro.
Yeah, because it's streaming anywhere. You can basically go anywhere and find it, Spotify, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Pandora. Man. And so when I find it, I listen to it and I'm like, yo, I didn't hear this because all I was hearing was radio music
when
I was on the inside. But when I would listen to it now, him, Neo, he's another one.
Oh, yeah, Neo's fire too.
I'm just like, yo, these cats are those type of artists. When I listen to their music, man, one of the things about it is that I think about what ATL was when I was gone. And what it does. And,
you didn't experience Freaknik, did you? I didn't mean to cut you off.
One time.
See, I did. I was in the military. I experienced it. We drove to Atlanta.
I want to say the very first few that came out, I was at one of them.
Piedmont Park. That's
Piedmont Park. Yeah. Yo, what's so crazy is I felt like that's the only reason why I wanted to go to college.
I understand that. No.
I was like,
no. That's your early 20s.
Yeah, everybody rocking letters and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, is this college people? If this is college people, this is what I want to go to college.
Bro, ATL was all that.
Man.
Think about the early 90s. You had Outkast. You had TLC. You had,
I watched it.
Oh,
and I was
man.
like, yo. This
Lil
is a
Jon,
whole new movement.
Yeah, Lil Jon, crunk music. Jermaine Dupri was on fire.
Man, you talking about Lil Jon, man. I'm thinking about a story with one of my homies, man.
Pastor Troy was high.
That white Cadillac, well, he painted it or whatever in his video, Lil Jon. My boy sold him that Cadillac. My boy Larry Rivera.
Man?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out to Larry, man, who has sold him that Cadillac but never gave... You know how that goes.
I got you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But he
sir.
sold him that Cadillac, man, and it was pretty.
Oh,
it was pretty.
Oh, yeah. Great time.
Great time.
The 90s was a great era, man.
I was feeling it on the inside. I ain't gonna lie.
90s was super, super great. I really enjoyed the 90s.
What was it like, man? I want to vicariously live through you right now because
man,
I missed all of the 90s.
Listen, bro, you had Jodeci, you had I could think about Uptown Records by itself, Heavy D, Jodeci. That was just a great time. The 90s were Jeeps.
I know, man.
BBS wheels.
Yeah.
The Beamers and Jeeps. The Lost Boys.
I caught a snippet of it.
Yeah, so like the 90s was all of that. I remember when I was in college, I was in Charlotte. Things didn't go well for me at Johnson C. Smith, so I ended up going to Central Piedmont Community College. I didn't want to do my schoolwork. I wanted to party. That's just what it was. Let's just say what it was. But I ended up going into Central Piedmont Community College. And then I remember traveling back and forth. Durham was on fire then. That was during the time that Grant Hill was at Duke.
Okay.
So during that era.
Yeah.
During that time when Duke was like on fire then. But I used to go to Central a whole lot in my early 20s, like before I went to the military. I went to the military like in 92, because 91, I left for a little while, then I went to college. So at any rate, to make a long story short, the 90s were all of that.
Yeah.
It was wild, but I just don't remember it being like what we see now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, our wild is different from their wild.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. It still was fights, a couple of gunshots here and there, because Durham was wild.
You can isolate it back then.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say. We used to go to this, it used to be this apartment complex that was maybe like right around a corner from North Carolina Central, and anybody from Durham.
Hey, you talking about McDougal Terrace.
Bruh. Okay.
And the only reason why I know is because I had a program that was doing stuff for the kids in that area, man.
Say no more. So back in the 90s, they used to have like these huge block parties.
Yeah.
And dude, it was wall to wall like this.
Yo.
Like, it was a party. It was just a party. And my roommate, he was from Durham. So, man, we would go to the Bull Town so much. I'd be back and forth Charlotte to Bull Town.
You got to say Bull City.
Bull City. I said Bull Town. Sorry about that.
No. Boy, I already know.
The Bull City.
The Bull City, yeah.
Okay, the Bull City. Please forgive me down there. Yeah, that's right.
Bull City, yeah.
Bull City. Please forgive me,
That's where Jay
y'all.
Guns is from.
Okay, please forgive me, y'all. The Bull City, okay, not Bull Town, all right? But during the early 90s, Durham was like that.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. It was just like around here when the Aggie Fest used to be crazy.
Man, I came here.
I felt like it was a Freaknik for Greensboro.
It was.
Gate City, from one end of Gate City all the way down to the school was insane. So the 90s was great. Even with me going to Columbus, Ohio with my homie. Still best friends today, man. I had the opportunity to go to Columbus, Ohio. I was trying to make a decision on whether I was going to go to college.
Yeah.
He was going to DeVry at the time up in Columbus, Ohio. And Columbus was a new world to me in the 90s because, they got the no helmet law, just like down there in Myrtle.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear a helmet when you're riding the bike. So when I went there, I was like, oh, this is cool.
Oh, yeah.
This different. So it was a different experience. But to your question, the 90s were everything. I felt like it was the best time you had the Timbs.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of them, so I had a pair.
Yeah.
I had I think they 40 Belows.
Yeah.
I had a pair of 40 Belows, the ones that Tupac wore in Juice.
Exactly.
I had a pair. I wore mine loose.
Yeah.
Long trench coat with the hood on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So 90s was
I got
all
a snippet of it. I left in 91.
Okay.
So I got New Jack City had already came out and everything and all of that. And I got a snippet of it. But then when I left, I knew I was leaving an era that would never be forgotten.
Oh, yeah. Beepers were hot then.
Man, what?
I had a Sky Pager.
Yeah.
My mom said, how you get a Sky Pager? No.
73110. Yeah. No, what is it? 43110?
Yes, sir.
For hello when you turn it upside down?
Yes, sir. Yeah. That's right, man.
Yeah. We had the Southern Bell joints.
Yeah.
Was that the company Southern Bell?
It was.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it sure was, man. That was a great 90s were great, man.
Yeah, the big phone, the big brick phone.
It was wonderful, man.
Yeah.
So the 90s, to answer your question, it was great. It was everything you saw on television that you could imagine, especially if you was culturally connected.
Exactly.
Hip hop was at its, the 90s, bruh. You had Biggie, you had Tupac. I mean, think about it. When you think Mary J. Blige was on fire, that 411 album was sick. You know what I'm saying? You had Jodeci. Anybody from Uptown. You had Heavy D, which we don't talk about enough. That whole Uptown
Soul
movement.
For Real, all of them,
Father
man.
MC. I mean, you had, listen, Andre Harrell, rest in peace, brother.
Yes.
He put that thing
he was a genius.
He was.
He was a mogul.
He was, man.
Definitely the guy that, you think about it, man, and I go back and I'm listening to all of that now. Uptown. I have a whole Uptown playlist that I listen to.
Me too, bro.
Because, I'd be dancing in my car and everything,
man. It never gets old. When you hear, the music is relevant today.
Yeah.
You can still pump it in. I was just listening to Outkast earlier.
Yeah.
The AT-Aliens album. And, oh, man.
Heavy D was my dude because a lot of in middle
that was
school.
2000. That was early 2000s, wasn't it?
What, Heavy D?
AT-Aliens.
Oh yeah, AT-Aliens came out.
That was Southern Playalistic.
That was in the middle.
Southern Playalistic.
Yeah, Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music was the one that was around 95.
95. That's it. Yes, sir. That was a great album.
Yeah, but Heavy D was my dude because I did Heavy D in the talent show in middle school.
Got you.
And I gotta bring this up, man.
Go ahead, bro.
I never forget it, man. 9th grade, man. And shout out to my whole crew. Keith Robinson, a.k.a. Kiki. Ronald Jermaine Simmons, a.k.a. Softbox. Jimmy Thompson, a.k.a. Ace T. I was Heavy D. They were the boys.
Oh, man.
And our managers, the guy I was talking about, the referee, Patrick Cole, he was acting like our manager.
Yeah.
And another brother that we hung around, Z. And then we came out on stage, bro.
Sure.
And we had on the Coca-Cola sweatshirts.
Boy.
With the New Balance sneakers. And I had on the Cazal shades, right? And all you heard was the instrumental going off. Oh,
man, bro.
Yeah. Bruh, my whole life changed when we did that, when I did Heavy D, man, because I'll never forget. At the end of every rap, I would say, because my name is Heavy D, and they would say, and we are the boys. Man, we had the dances put together and everything. Yo, dude.
Oh, man, I love that. I got
mad girlfriends after that, bro.
I would tell you, man, people slept on Heavy, man. Heavy was
the man.
Big man. He could dance.
Man, Heavy was the man.
He was the man.
And I remember him in the show Rock. He was killing it, man.
Yeah, man.
That was the dude, man. He was extremely talented.
Yeah, gone too soon, man.
Gone too soon, man. That brother was amazing. Oh, the 90s, man. We could sit here and
talk about the 90s, but hey, let's go ahead and shift gears.
To 2024.
Bro, you took me down memory lane when you said Coca-Cola shirt. Yo,
turquoise blue with red writing on it. That's what we had on.
Bro, them was the jump off, man.
Bruh, Coca-Cola shirt.
You had you a Coca-Cola, then Pepsi came along, but it was that Coca-Cola
man.
Shirt.
It was all day Coca-Cola, man. And then whatever you rocked with it, you rocked the 2 pairs of fat socks.
Oh, man.
You had the one pants leg up with your sweatshirt.
Yes, sir.
I mean, your sweatpants, and then, you know what I'm saying? like this right here. Like, yo, you kill it like that.
You know? LL Cool J,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, man. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy, man.
Oh, man. Early 90s, great year.
No,
90s,
that was
bro.
80s.
Oh, that was 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like 86, 87,
87.
88.
That's right.
And it was
Great
just like
year,
amazing,
family.
man.
Great year, man. Listen, we go down memory lane all day long, man. You had a great opportunity to meet Issa Rae, which I thought was dope.
Oh, man, look,
that was fire.
Issa was out there looking just as phenomenal as ever, man.
Beautiful black sister.
We had a conversation.
Yeah, love it,
so,
man.
you know, I'll see her again in the future, man.
Sure, man.
Shout out to Issa Rae for being so talented, so gifted, and so successful.
Yes, man.
And doing her thing in the way that she does it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Because I ain't gonna front. Me and my wife, we watch Insecure like a motherfucker.
Yo.
It's so culturally connected, like it's us.
Yeah.
And so when you're watching it, you just relate to everything about it.
Yeah, man. I watched it.
She did a beautiful job. I did too, man. I still go back and catch a couple of episodes because, oh, man. Oh,
and then what she's doing now, and then the fact that she's even reaching into the community, man.
I know, right?
Man, I mean,
gotta love it, fam.
Yeah, and that was actually what's so crazy is that's like my third time running into her.
Oh,
I originally met her at ABFF years ago when she started at American Black Film Festival.
Yeah,
so when she first started, man, and was a fan of her because she won the HBO Short Film Festival and some other things, the Writers Festival. I mean, the Writers Competition.
Yeah.
And she just blew up, man, and just killed the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, put the game on smash, and that's what I mean. Just
and kept going.
Yeah, and so that's why it's personable to me when I see her. Like, I remember you from ABFF.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I love that.
And then
I love that.
You know, that's a beautiful thing, man.
Absolutely, it is, man. That's beautiful, man. When I saw the picture surface, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, man.
And then got a chance to spend time with my mentor, Oba.
Yeah, that's right.
He had me out and about. You know
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Him and my agent, we were out there. You know, my West Coast agent. And, let me make that clear.
Oh yeah,
because you know you can have two different representations.
That's
I'm in
right.
the Southeast most of the time, but I have a West Coast representation. We was out there doing it, man. He's legendary. And then I saw the respect, man. I just got a call from him the other day, and it just made me so grateful that I have him as a mentor. He called me to, and this is what I love. He called me to give me love and correction on something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he said, that's not you. I saw something, and it had a lot to do with, you know, how I kind of fumbled with my words at the Virginia Black Film Festival. And so he said, I can tell you're being impacted by certain energies. He's like, and that's not you. So I'm calling you out of love. And he told me what he told me, you know what I'm saying, which is, of course, you know, definitely was for me.
Absolutely.
And he when he said it, I could not do anything but agree with him.
Yeah,
because
you're right.
I knew that. And I told him, I said, I know.
Yeah.
I felt it when it was happening too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm trying to, you know, when I'm involved with people, partners and stuff like that, you gotta be careful how your energy and who's around you and what's around you.
Yes.
So when he told me that, he gave me a tip on how to isolate myself. And I took that tip, I took that nugget, that gem that he dropped
and
on
ran
me,
with it.
And I thought about it. I said, okay, God, why am I so special? You just that's a best. You know, Oba Babatunde is a beast.
What?
50-year veteran in the game, you know what I'm saying? And an A-lister at that.
I mean,
so this dude speaking into me and pouring into me.
Yeah, you can't take that lightly.
Nah.
Yeah, you don't take that lightly. Yeah. You know, to your point, you was talking about isolation, and we're going to go back. We're going to go back because I want to talk about the Usher performance, but I also want to get into, you know, the National Black Anthem as well. So before we get into that, I know, you know,
that was the most overwhelming feeling for me in that moment.
Oh, I'm sure. You know, when you was talking about isolation, you know, I missed out on a whole month of February. I fell ill.
Yeah,
I felt ill, so I missed out on a whole.
I was worried about you, brother.
I know.
I was like,
bro, when that thing hit, it hit, fam. Yeah. But I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? But during that time, guess what? I was isolated. I didn't have anybody to talk to other than my spouse, of course, who was taking great care of me during that time. Other than, mom and, family, direct connect with family, of course, checking in on me. But I was in a situation where I was very isolated. And I told my mom, I was telling my mom and my wife, I said, I think sometimes God will have you sit down for a little while and reflect.
Exactly.
And think about the direction that he wants you to go in. You know what I'm saying? Outside of course, some of the things that you want to do, of course, but we try to follow the creator as much as we can because that's the ultimate creator. That's the ultimate. Yeah. That's the vision. That's the supreme being in my life. So, it's like whatever he has for me is going to be perfect, outside of what other people want me to do or be a part of. That's cool. But what I want to do in the direction that he has me going in, it made me just sit back and think. You know what I'm saying? Really, I had time to think. I had time to sit down. And I came in and I said, you know what? I'm going to switch some things around. I'm going to do this. We'll have a section where we just do interviews. We'll have a section like this right here that I put together. We can have this kind of conversation. You know what I'm saying? So you have a multifaceted business, if you would. Yeah. So you could do so many different things in here. And I think during that time of sitting down and being at peace, it's just you and the creator. Yeah. Yeah. You have time to really think. You have time to kind of say, okay, I got to separate myself, like you said, from this so that I can do this. Exactly. I can't entangle myself with too many other things. I got to stay focused on the big picture, basically, whatever that is, whatever your goals and aspirations are. And when you connect with God, really connect with the creator, the source, I swear, man, things just open up.
I can see it. I can see it in the feng shui of the rearrangement of the studio.
I know.
I was like, oh yeah, he was doing some one-on-one with somebody.
Yeah, I did.
And then I can tell that the ambiance itself was something that gave you the ability to really become healed. Yes. From what it was you were going through.
Because I think it was a whole lot. Yeah. Sometimes when we get ill or we get sick, it could be a variation of things. Yeah. It could be stress and you don't know it. Yeah. It could be overthinking it too much. And just that amount of just thinking about, I got to do this. I got to get this done. I got to get this done. Man, that stuff will drive you insane.
And I think sometimes we as men, yes, as black men, come on, are afraid to say that we have things that we can do that's therapeutical for us, like cleaning, like rearranging, like innovation. Mike, those things really, really open us up, and they're therapeutical for us. And we have a tendency to overlook that stuff. When in all actuality, sometimes, we're just like our counterparts, man. The women wash dishes for therapy, and I find myself sometimes when I'm washing dishes, it's therapy for me. Or when I'm doing something constructive, it's therapy for me. Yeah. And so, I'm so glad that you do not sound like you sounded a few weeks ago.
Well, it was crazy. I thank God I got over that hump. Thank God for healing me, and we back at it. I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to sit down and we reached out, we talked, and I'm glad we were able to get this done today too, of course. But man, you went to the you went to Super Bowl. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit.
Of course.
We switch gears a little bit and get back to the meat of the conversation. You went to the Super Bowl. You got the opportunity to see Usher perform with the skates and the whole nine.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, I'm sure that was pretty dope. But one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, your experience, because we hear so much. If you're paying attention to YouTube, you're paying attention to the news, if you're engaged with the world, pretty much, kind of just
not in a rabbit hole somewhere.
Right. Not in a rabbit hole, but really keeping your ears to the ground, to the concrete, just to kind of see what's happening so you can stay vigilant.
Exactly.
And stay focused.
Exactly.
And aware of what's happening in the climate of the country, of the world, really, right? So there was a thing that came up about the National Black Anthem which we know James Weldon Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right? James Weldon. No, James Weldon Johnson.
Same guy behind, what is it?
Where's my phone at? Because I don't want to quote that wrong.
No.
But I think I'm right. James Weldon Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guy's trombones guy.
Yes. And so, when you think about that, you're sitting back and you're like, well, this right here is such a controversial statement to make, to say that it shouldn't be sung at an event such as the Super Bowl, and that
with a black quarterback,
and that the country is that we have enough division within our country. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, we didn't create division. We didn't create that divide. That wasn't our intentions. We didn't make that up. We were brought here with the intentions to be slaves, to be workers, to not have value.
For fair trade.
For fair trade. It was for money.
Yeah, and guns. So
right.
That they could win tribal wars.
And so one of the questions I wanted to ask you, and this may be kind of a devil's advocate in a way, me playing that role. Did we stand up for the National Black Anthem? During the singing of the National Black Anthem? You were there.
Yes.
So I got to ask you, what was that like? Did we stand up?
Unfortunately, and disappointingly, I would say maybe 10% of the black population that was at that game stood up. I was part of that 10%. I stood up for two reasons. I love Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Sure.
Which is the National Black Anthem.
True.
We sang it every year at Kwanzaa, which is something that I'm a big proponent of.
Yep.
We sung it at so many different other events that I used to do and performances that I did with the African American Dance Ensemble, Chuck Davis, Baba Chuck Davis, may his soul rest in peace. I'm a huge fan of the National Black Anthem and the balance of the fact that I think it's what probably might have avoided a few things had it been implemented before with some of our great football players.
Understood.
That took a knee versus standing and saluting. We won't get into that, but what I hated was that there were very few of us that stood up. I stood up and sang.
Sure. Yeah.
I was looking around and I was just disappointed. And in my immediate vicinity, there was people that I was joking with the whole time before the game started that, were brothers and sisters that didn't stand up. And I was just whoa, what's going on? And the fact that we have a Grammy Award-winning, Grammy-nominated, Emmy-nominated sister,
yes, sir,
Andra Day, singing this song, talented, wonderful, phenomenal sister that's coming up through the ranks. She played in the film with United States versus Billie Holiday.
Yes, sir. And did a great job.
Yes.
Killed that.
Yeah, and she's
vocals
in a
and all.
new movie about black artistry, exhibiting forgiveness. I think it came out this year, about to be out, or is out there now.
Yeah.
Talented sister.
Yes, sir.
Sang it as her own rendition and did a beautiful job.
Yeah.
And didn't even get the applause that I felt like, even from the people sitting down, like, okay, well, if you didn't stand up, at least applaud. But didn't.
Yeah.
Brother, I promise you, as bright as I am sitting here right now, the Huey Newton almost came out of me that day and wanted to really curse every colored person from this spectrum to that spectrum out and say, do you not know what just happened?
Yeah. Fact.
You can't.
Yeah.
You cannot know because hey, you know what? Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Don't want to stand up.
Yeah,
All right.
fine.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out
Yeah.
why
man?
we are so anti
I don't know.
Black National Anthem. So anti.
I don't
Lift
know.
every voice and
And
sing.
sing till earth and heaven ring.
Rings. Why are we not supporting something that can get rid of the racial disparities in sports, the entertainment industry, and so on and so forth? Why are we not supporting something
I don't know.
that is a sign and a breakthrough
Yeah.
for what we've been screaming and asking for this whole time? Come on.
Bro, we've been asking for it. And the other thing that gets me is, and I'm so glad you shared that. I
was hurt.
Yeah.
I was hurt.
Yeah. I'm sure it was disappointing. I just went to a show not too long ago. It was at I want to say Wentz Memorial. Gosh, I hope I'm correct on that.
Mm-hmm.
This church is 100 years old. It's 100
Yes.
years old. And it was done by Deidre Anderson. Shout out to Deidre Anderson, Miss Anderson's daughter. Legendary Miss Anderson.
Oh.
Winston-Salem Theater Company.
No.
Yeah. I know you know.
Yeah.
Miss Anderson. Legend.
Yes.
Legend in the theater world.
I hate
okay.
this. I hate this.
It's okay.
This
So her
charging
daughter.
to my brain. not
That's
to my
okay.
heart.
That's okay. They put on this beautiful event, and we sung the National Black Anthem. Everybody stood up,
Yes.
and then we clapped afterwards.
Yes. Yeah.
So the value in that, I think we just have to get back connected to us and learn to love each other. It shows. So then you say, well, this is why our counterparts act the way they do sometimes towards us.
Because
We don't show love to one another.
man.
We literally hate each other, Mike. And we kind of talked about it. We're selfish with one another.
Yes. We are.
We kind of verbally abuse each other.
We gatekeep against
We
each other.
gatekeep against each other.
Yes.
There are a
Tremendously.
few. Now, there are a few out there that I see as I pay attention to social media that really are about trying to teach us about wealth, trying to get us to the next level. And quite naturally, if anything that you have, then if it's valuable to you, it's an investment into yourself. You pay for it.
Sure.
You pay for the services because it's services that's going to help you.
Exactly.
So if you got it at the time. Now, I'm not, I understand if you don't have it. But if you got it, go ahead and invest in yourself and get it, especially when it's coming from black voices and black talent and people like that who have that proven success. They have proven success.
Yes.
So they're just giving you their methods. You got to do the work, of course, but they're
course.
giving you the blueprint for your success. So I just wish that we could, join forces more and stop fighting with each other. I think that's the most discouraging thing. I just don't like seeing us fight each other, man.
That was my downfall. Black on black crime. It was my downfall in life.
Yeah. Oh, mine too. I would fight. I would fight and argue, cuss you out, and
What's so crazy is that
it's a lot of trauma in that too. But go ahead,
a
Mike.
lot of trauma.
A lot of it, bro.
A lot of trauma.
A lot of it,
bro. And it's just like it happens because you're reacting to envious, jealous, opposing principles that come up, principalities that come up against you in your quest for life. And what I saw when I stood up, and it was very dense around me in reference to those standing up.
Sure.
I saw a sudden pain strike. Believe it or not, I don't know what it was that I felt, but I saw something on Andra Day's face.
Yeah.
Because I felt as if she can see into the stands.
Yeah.
And not see what it is that she hoped she would see
in
reference to those that needed to stand.
She sung with so much pride too.
Yes.
The background was so prideful. The dancers were so prideful. And you know what? It was another thing that I saw. You know how the Walter Payton Award,
yes,
that they give every year during that time to that player that has shown great community service.
Yes,
in service, because that's what that Walter Payton Award is.
Exactly.
The humanitarian award, I think somewhere in there, right? So there was this one brother that I saw while she was singing. He was, I was like, he get it.
Yeah.
He get it.
Yeah.
He understands what this is about. If you couldn't feel that, I was at home. I wasn't even there.
Bro,
so I can't even imagine what you felt while you were there.
I felt emptiness. And I'm going to tell you right now.
But I could tell that
there
wasn't too much engagement.
I hope they find tape. If anybody want to prove me and say, did he really stand? Go look for it. If you got the money to go track down this tape, I promise you, if you find the footage from this game, I'm upstanding and singing. And enjoying the fact that it's being sung at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a big deal, man.
That was huge to me.
Yeah.
As much as I love that song and celebrate it in other places and other events that I do. You know what I'm saying? We'll never go through Kwanzaa without singing it.
Come on, bro. Never.
And I'm just like, hold on.
Yeah.
We're at a national championship football game.
Seen worldwide.
Talk
about change.
With billions of dollars going through this whole event. And y'all are sitting down.
And you know what else that gets me? We give flack to those that are in position to make that happen. I still attribute a lot of this move that we see happening within the NFL is because of what Rock Nation is doing. It's because of what Jay-Z is doing.
It's the culture is being brought.
The culture is being brought, because that's one thing that I hear him speak about a lot. You know, bringing about cultural.
Yes.
I mean, we're in there. Where's the representation?
Yeah, he was right there. He was right there on the field. Literally, he walked past.
Correct.
And I saw this.
Yeah.
I saw this stature in him that he knew, in spite of who he rubs elbows with, in spite of who he bumps shoulders with, he knew that he was bringing that boss game to the NFL.
Yeah, man.
Through Rock Nation, through everything.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching him. He's allowing Blue Ivy to sit there and witness this sister sing the National Black Anthem at the Super Bowl. And I'm just like, ain't none of y'all standing up
celebrating this? Ain't nobody standing up celebrating this?
But I'm looking and I'm seeing her. I'm so glad I turned around and focused right on the field and looked at her.
Yeah.
And saw her like basking in the glory of this happening.
Dude.
And I'm just like, how can nobody else around here appreciate this? Like this young girl that comes from this family that everybody knows is the first lady and president of entertainment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to speak. You know what I'm saying? That comparison.
Oh, I'm with you.
And I'm just like, okay, how can you not see her appreciation and stand up and appreciate it yourself?
Oh, man. Listen.
But yet and still, they get so much flack.
Oh, I'll get a lot of flack.
About they're part of this, they're part of that.
Man.
But in my mind, I'm just like, okay, well.
I always say somebody has to make the sacrifice.
Yes.
For somebody to move forward. I don't care, good, bad, or indifferent. There's always a sacrifice that has to be made.
Always, man.
In order to get to.
Always.
Whether you agree or with how the method or how it was done, hey, man, you know, I'm looking at what we've been able to accomplish and the people that are in those rooms that are speaking for us.
Yes.
So, damn right, it felt good to see that song. And we've been seeing it now even more so.
Yes.
The Black History shirts in the NBA.
Yes.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. You know how good that feels?
Bruh.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm getting ready to predict the future right now.
Hopefully it gets better. And I know Mike, let me say this, Mike. Go ahead, bro.
About what you just said?
Yeah.
Somebody is going to try to invalidate what you just said. I'm predicting the future right now. No. Hey, and let me tell you why.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
The reason why they're going to try to invalidate it is going to be like, oh, they should have been gave that to us. And already, it's that one voice that always ignorantly reaches out and invalidates or try to take away from the value of one success after the other.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, man.
It's the same thing, though, that you've been crying about that doesn't exist. So now that it exists, why are you trying to invalidate this and say, well, that ain't nothing? It is something.
It's
a step forward.
I heard Donnell Rollins talking about when he walked through Tyler Perry's theater.
Yes.
I mean, through the land, not theater, excuse me. Put some respect on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put some respect on that, excuse me.
You mean the compound?
The compound. So he was talking about when he was walking through there, he was like, man, Harry Belafonte, Cicely Tyson, Oprah Winfrey Studios. I mean, like
named after all these
people. Will Smith. Like he was just going down the line of, and I'm paraphrasing, but you get what I'm saying. He was just talking about the majesty and then the land that it was on. And so when you think about that,
I've taken that tour.
Yeah. So see, I haven't taken the tour, but just to see when they do like a drone footage, of the campus of the land, bruh, you looking at it like, wait a minute, he just brought Hollywood to Atlanta, like, bruh, he just brought Paramount to Atlanta, but it's Tyler Perry Studios, bruh.
There's so many mixed emotions with that.
It's a lot of mixed emotions,
yeah.
and you know what? In all fairness, I understand.
Yes.
Everybody has an opinion. And that's okay.
Yes.
It really is. But I think when I look at the big picture, and the opportunities that are being provided to African Americans, black folks on a whole, then, I kind of say, well, God, the diplomatic individual in me is like, well, he might have had to do this, but hey, look at the bright side. I guess
somebody got to take one for the
somebody
team.
Take one.
and
so
with
I guess
all
that's
due
what
respect,
you say. With all due respect, I guess
with
that's
all
what you
due
say.
Respect, somebody got to take one for the team,
bro.
Yeah,
when you think about it, you see it happening in life in general. Even in marriages, somebody's making a sacrifice in the relationship. Somebody is giving up everything in order for somebody else to thrive.
Yes.
So some people have that attitude about it. Well, if I can change the game, if I can be the one to change the game. See, everything is perspective. It's a perspective behind it, Mike.
Yes.
Now, personally, I wouldn't, but
no.
I'm not going to, but
you don't have to.
Yeah, I don't have to.
Yes.
I feel like it's already been done.
Yes.
I can walk different. I can walk a different road.
Yes.
Because that road has already been taken. Yes. I don't have to take that road.
The road less traveled.
Correct. Yes. I don't have to travel down there. Somebody's already traveled down there. I can travel a different road.
Exactly.
And appreciate the value in what I see now.
Yes.
I see this, it's tangible. Like, it's realistic. Like, he did that, and if he did that, then man.
Yeah.
So I guess, you take a deep breath on it, Mike. You do. You take a deep breath on it as the moral side things, you look at it and I'm with you in what you said earlier. It's like, it's such like what we both doing, like
there's
the things
so
we
much that
have
can be
to
said,
do,
but so much that doesn't need to be said.
I was going to say,
what happens is when we do get those success gems and those success factors and those rewards and awards that come from all of that,
Lord have mercy,
we start complaining anyway, because we ain't gonna do nothing but complain.
Oh no,
we ain't gonna do but complain, bully people,
Lord
talk about
have mercy.
them,
come on, man,
spit on them, tell them they can't be put. You know what I'm saying? And then we wonder why they got clicks. Yeah. It's because they're the same people we would never let them be part of our cliques.
Yeah.
But in all actuality, we got to stop clicking up.
Yeah.
And click together.
Let's click together
to figure out how to be one and deal with each other. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody got issues.
Everybody, man.
Every single person on the face of this earth, man. Your issues may not be my issues. My issues may not be your issues, but we all got them.
Brother, we got them,
And the thing about it is that I'm getting to the point to where I can discern what's best for me without judging you.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, without judging you.
Without judging you.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to the point where every day I'm learning more and more and more because I'm in the industry and I'm learning how to stop judging at one point. When it was a defense mechanism for me. I was in prison. So it was a defense mechanism for me to judge and for me to discern where not to be, what areas not to be in, what cell blocks not to hang around, what people not to hang around.
Yeah.
Because, there was a surviving and thriving situation there. So when I look at it now, it's like, okay, there's so much space in the industry. If I choose not to be around something, I don't have to be around
it. That's right, man.
And if I choose to go the road less traveled and take my path and journey in a different way,
it's okay.
And still find my success factor,
it's okay.
It's okay.
It is.
It's okay.
It really is, man. That's why.
Let bygones be bygones.
Let bygones be bygones, man. I love you anyway, brother.
Yeah.
Do your thing, baby.
Do your thing. Love you, brother. Love you, sister.
Salute you.
Love you. Love you, they.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Salute.
Them or whoever.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I was looking at to what we're talking about now. I was just thinking about some of the old actors and some of the roles that they had to play. Just so we can have the Denzels. You
said it right. Pay.
Yeah. Boy, they paid.
Sacrificial.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
When I looked at, you might know, Mike, what was the actor that always, I was looking at some old black theater where it was old Paramount movies, old Warner Brother movies. And there was this one black actor, he always played that, yes, balls. And, oh, yes, balls, I'd get it for you there, balls. And, yeah.
I have.
Now, he went on to, he was a millionaire, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he was very wealthy. A lot of people don't know that. But when you think about how he had to literally, I couldn't imagine playing those characters. Those characters that they had to play then. We talking what, Mike? Is that 30s, 20s?
I'm saying 40s and 50s.
40s and 50s.
Yeah.
So when I think about those characters that they had to play in order to become.
In a time and period where a lot of things were censored.
A lot of it.
Those things
were not.
They let that be the most it was lucrative role that needed to be.
The birth of a nation.
The birth of a nation.
Prime example.
Which
was glorified.
Yes, and
put up here.
And then when my brother Nate Parker took it to a different level.
Yeah, he did.
He was ridiculed.
He was
outcasted.
He was.
And in my mind, I thought, okay, so he changed the narrative.
He did.
And when he changed the narrative, they ain't like that. But that brother stood tall like a soldier and he took his sacrifice.
He did.
And endured it, and is one of the greatest. He was supposed to be up next. I don't know how many times.
Oh man, come on!
He's one of the. And you know what? I don't even want to say the word because the word GOAT has been taken to another level now here recently.
Recently
because of Baphomet and all this.
It's
but
so
anyway,
much. Yeah.
He's one of the greatest of all times. Shout out to Nate Parker, and I had a chance to work with that brother and get to know him.
Yeah,
I love that brother
absolutely.
And I hate that he went through the fire on all of that.
He did,
but one of the most recent projects, American Skin, is just as great. And that brother, man, brother is long overdue for being up next. I promise you. And he's coming.
Oh yeah,
he's killing them now with that streaming platform, Mansa.
Yeah. Woo. Man, when you look at how filmmakers change the narratives in those movies, and they're like, okay, well, that's just like Django.
Yes. See, the product concept is what they call it.
And the thing is, the thing is, there were black bounty hunters then.
Yes.
During that time.
Yes.
To make money to capture slaves.
Yes.
They were, the things we've had to do as a people, the things that we still are
I was
doing.
about to say that we're still doing.
So nothing's really changed,
Not at
Mike,
all.
right?
Not
Now, got a little bit more money.
Just a little bit.
Got a little bit. Got a couple billionaires.
Thank God of COVID and stuff
Thank
like
God.
that.
Yeah, we got a few.
We got some checks here and
We
there.
got some checks in there. We could go some places now.
Yeah.
We could sit at some seats now.
Yeah,
Sit at
rub
we could be in the
elbows.
boardroom.
Yeah.
Get in the boardroom. We could bring about change. You know,
Yeah.
we could see some great things happening. But I will say this: we do have a long way to go, just based off of what you observed during the Super Bowl. We can't fall in love with. You know, Kanye said it the best.
The what? Because
Well,
he said so much.
I'll take it back to. Okay, I'll take it back.
It's great.
To, yeah,
He said some
I
great
would take
things.
it back to. He said,
It's a what? A state of what?
They taught us to love their wealth
yeah.
and hate ourselves.
Self.
Very a profound statement, right?
Deepest.
You know, when you really think about that. So that's what's happening. We've fallen in love with the money, with the wealth.
Yeah.
And
Dollar bill, yo.
dollar bills, y'all. You know, we've fallen in love with it.
Yeah, man.
But we have turned around and we are literally hating each other. When you think about what's happening in hip hop, the state of hip hop, with all of this killing and shooting. Now, there is a caveat to that. We got quite a few millionaires that have been made.
Yes.
A lot of people own property and land, and you know they're living the American dream, if you would.
Yes.
But on the flip side of that, what's happening still with the South Side of Chicago and Memphis being the murder rate is insane. Even when I think right here in our area, right in Winston-Salem.
Yes.
All of the murders of Fayetteville, Greensboro, just Charlotte. I mean, when we think about Raleigh-Durham, just period, what we see happen, I don't want to just say one city, one town, one state, but across this nation.
Yes.
When we see what's happening with us, we still have to sit back and say, oh, we got a long way to go.
Yes.
We're still marching, brother. We're still holding our fists up.
Man.
We're still saying fight the power.
And spending money to replace the shoes that we're wearing out because of the simple fact that that's all we do is march.
That's all we do.
March, talk, march,
talk. You know. So the importance of us getting out there and voting, so important, Mike.
Very important.
Being engaged.
But not just vote for the people.
Not just vote for the people, too, though.
Vote for the laws. What I mean. You got to vote for those laws.
The policies.
Yes, the policies, man.
You know, I like what I said this on the previous show. So this will be a show that was pre-recorded with Miss Rochelle Tucker, amazing individual. She works for the city of Reidsville, and we were just talking about. I made reference to Big Mike and what he was saying about we got to get involved with our local politicians. You know, the local got to go to the meetings, the town hall meetings.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We got to know. It's fine that we vote, but we need to find out what's happening right here in our own backyard.
We everywhere else being nosy.
But
why can't we go to the town hall meetings? Let's be nosy
at the town hall meeting.
Yeah.
Let's see what the hell they talking about.
Hold on.
Yeah. And something she said, I asked her a question about gerrymandering. We got into that conversation. And I said, Ms. Tucker, do you think it's fair? Do you think it's unfair to politicians with gerrymandering? She said, absolutely it is.
Of course it is.
She was like, how in the world can they gonna lose votes?
Yes.
That black alderman, he don't know nothing about nobody over here in Stokesdale.
Mm-hmm.
We can go even to the smaller towns, and they draw that line right here.
Yeah.
Who gonna vote for you? And I'm a Democratic.
Yes.
And we got Trump land over here. We got Biden land. Whatever it is, you get where I'm coming from, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to lose that. It's going to hurt that politician. They're going to lose every time.
Man.
So, you know, that was a conversation that we had. And she was just talking about the importance of getting out and voting. And she made another statement, Mike. She said, man, I wish you could have been here. But that's all right. You here now, brother, in spirit. You know, you here, brother. You always here. But, you know, she was talking about, like, you'll be surprised. She was like, Brother Ross, you'll be surprised at how even with today's climate and what we see happening, people still don't vote.
No.
She said they don't vote.
And I'm sensitive to that. You know why?
No, tell me why, Mike.
Because I didn't have my voting rights at one point.
Oh, how did you get them back, Mike?
I got them back. I got them back because I went and reinstated them. I went and chased them down because I got off parole. When I first came home in 2008, after serving 17 and a half years on a life sentence, I was on parole for 5 years. I could not vote while I was on parole for 5 years. It hurt me that I couldn't vote the first time for Barack Obama because I wanted to vote for Barack Obama.
Wow.
However, I was able to vote, again when the time came. And in all actuality, I got my voting rights back. I got my traveling international rights back and everything. So I was able to get my passport because I was no longer on paper and I was no longer involved with the system.
Yeah.
I was no longer a resident of the North Carolina Department of Corrections. Man. So I was able to reinstate all of it. I went and registered, chased it down, and guess what? I vote.
Mike, I love that perspective, man. Thank you for sharing that, man. That's serious. We don't realize how valuable something is until it's taken away from you.
And it was taken away from me.
It was taken
for
away
years. The last time I voted was in 1990. And was able to vote again in 2014.
Yeah, so listen, get out there and vote. Exercise your right.
And I'm telling you to get out there and vote, and vote some more. Not just for people, but for policy as well.
That's it. Policy, get to them town hall meetings.
Yes, and listen and be nosy like you nosy everywhere else.
You nosy everywhere else. And guess what?
For nothing.
Listen, while we talking to you, we talking to ourselves. I got to do a better job too.
Yeah.
But we're absolutely right. You got to get to them town hall.
You can look at my social media. I got countless posts of I voted stickers.
Yes.
I vote.
Yes. Yeah, you got to get out there and vote. Ain't no need of you complaining if you ain't gonna vote.
Nah, man. Shut up.
If you ain't gonna vote, just shut up.
Just shut up if you ain't voting.
If you ain't gonna get out there and vote.
Yeah, man.
And then complain. You never know.
You never know.
Your vote may be the very thing that gets that candidate in the office.
Yes.
And get those policies taken care of. Yeah, so we can
be bills.
Yeah, man.
So they can turn into laws.
Come on, man. we got to know what's affecting us.
I'm just a bill. Sitting on Capitol Hill. Yeah, we gotta change that.
Oh man, but you know what though, Mike? Those were great cartoon snippets during those times. Man. We had the best teachers in the world, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Schoolhouse Rock,
man.
Yeah.
They taught you to brush your teeth. They called me yuck mouth because I don't brush. How's about a kiss? Hell no, I ain't kissing your yucky mouth,
man.
Right?
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's crazy, man.
We had great teachers.
Yeah, we did, man. So Mike, look, man, this has been like a great conversation, like always, brother. Yeah, it's always like a reunion every time we get together.
Definitely, man.
And, man, I really do appreciate you stopping by, man. And
my pleasure, man. I love being in the Ross Cloud studio doing the Ross Cloud podcast because one thing I can say about you, brother, is that you have taken podcasts to a whole nother level.
I appreciate that,
and
family.
You do your thing.
Thank you, brother.
And I would always be happy to and never be afraid to recommend you as somebody that can deal with an event or deal with, you know what I'm saying, significant people on the level of a platform, man. Because the Ross Cloud podcast platform is definitely super dope, brother. And I'm definitely a follower and a subscriber.
Yes, you are.
A fan.
Yes, you are.
And all of that. You know what I'm saying? And,
hey,
you know, and I enjoy being on this, man, because there's positive conversation that comes from this. It shows how brotherhood should build.
Yes.
You know, when we engage in dialogue.
Come on.
And it gives us the opportunity to give our opinion to the masses.
That's right.
That may have a whole different opinion until they hear our opinion. Exactly. So, you know, we're able to teach and we're able to learn, you know,
That's
for those of us that, those of them that want to come at us with critical opinions or critical perspectives, then, we understand it.
We understand it,
It's got to line up with what's really going on.
It really does, man.
Yeah, it can't be. It can't be absurd and out the way and random.
Man, let me tell you something, man. I got to give a shout out to General Johanna and the ISUPK, the brothers ISUPK. Salute to you, General Johanna, and to my man, Brother Iraq. Hey,
Brother Iraq.
Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate those brothers. Good brothers, man. Good brothers.
They are, man.
Really and truthfully.
In the trenches.
In the trenches for us, man. Really. It's a beautiful thing.
So misunderstood.
So misunderstood.
Yeah. But that's the reason why, is because when you miss something and you're under something,
yes,
you never see what it stood for. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think people really, really have an idea of the work that they're doing in the community.
Oh, no, the brothers are getting it, man. That's how I met them. Whew. They had pulled my son to the side, and
yeah, man.
There was, until they realized, okay, his father is present in his life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They was talking to him, or they seen something special in him and just pulled him to the side and talked to him, man. And, the fact that they're misunderstood in public, but actually extremely approachable.
Very much so.
And not always debatable.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And not trying to force anything down your throat.
Not at all.
They give you the opportunity to make up your own mind, but
they're going to give you the business.
They're going to give you the business. They're going to present something and back it up with actual facts. You know what I'm saying?
I can honestly say my last couple of experiences with those brothers, first of all, I think people don't really understand how educated they are either, which is with the flip side.
Some brothers come from all walks of life.
And how well studied and how
yes.
God, so wealth of information that they hold and ain't even looking at the book. Read the book.
Yeah. And memorized it. Yes.
And can quote it to you verbatim.
Ingested it and digested it and then turn it into, food for the soul.
Yes. Yeah. And convey it with so much conviction. Yes. This is what it is.
Yes.
So to watch them firsthand come in here, and it is beautiful. That's all I'm going to say. And I don't like ignorance. So when people say, well, who is the white brother? That brother's not white. He's Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
All right.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Puerto Rican.
What's so crazy is
Puerto Rican.
The same thing happened.
Yeah, I don't like. I hate. But I know people gonna be in the comments saying
Brown and blah blah blah.
Man,
just like me, I get it all the time. You know? Oh, he look white, or he this, he that, and I'm
he
just
black,
like,
man.
I'm just like, yo, all you gotta do.
Don't even worry about that.
Yeah,
if you know, you know.
Yeah,
and if you don't know, you don't know.
What's so crazy is though, I had a white mother, and at the same time, you know what I'm saying, she would even tell you she wasn't white because she was from Germany. She's like, I'm not white, I'm German. And she had a whole lot to say about how America labeled her.
But it's okay though.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah,
your daddy black, you black.
Nah, man. I mean, I grew up.
Yeah, so
Bunce Road, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah,
you know
your mama black, you black.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, that's how I look at it. Man. I ain't got nothing else to say about that.
Oh nah. That's the longest argument in the world. That's probably gonna last until this earth is over.
Until it's over with.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
And then God gonna fool a lot of people.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You know, man, but like I said before, man, we could sit here and talk all day long, Mike, man. Because number one, it's genuine. It's coming from a real place of respect.
Oh, yeah.
And love for my fellow brother. And when I say that, I mean, I'm serious. Just in honor and respect and love. We have to learn to do that more.
Definitely, brother.
For one another, and respect the stance that we have too.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, really, really dope, bro. You have really impacted my life in such a way, even if I never tell you, you know, through words, through whatever it is, brother, you have impacted my life and helped me see some things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So sometimes we have to do that. We have to empower each other. And it ain't always about money.
Nah, man. Iron sharp as iron.
Yeah, it's about knowledge. It's about the relationship. It's about taking the knowledge that's been presented to you and then using it and then move on it and do what you know what I'm saying? You know, because my thing today was, hey, I don't get to see Mike that often. He on the road. He coming through. That's work.
That's work.
Ain't no need of playing.
And I ain't gonna lie. I thought this was my day off. But when Ross say work, we gonna work. Let's work.
But you're like that.
Nah, that's
hey,
how
Ross,
I
I'm gonna
am,
shoot
bro.
this film, man. I'm on the way up there. Hey, let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying?
Action.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait to that.
Oh yeah. Definitely a project
I'll
in the
be
making.
quiet. Yeah.
Definitely a great project in the making.
Yeah.
Y'all did that.
So that was awesome, and it's gonna be more.
Yeah, you got a chance to see the apple.
Yeah,
that didn't fall too far from the tree, man.
That's you all day.
That little Joker boy, he's amazing.
Yeah.
But and yours as well, brother.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see yours.
Oh yeah, and you will.
Yeah, I
and
know.
you will. Yes, sir. You will. He's gonna be brought out of his shell eventually.
Oh,
and,
he ain't got no choice.
He ain't got no choice. He gonna get behind
He
that
better not
camera.
come around, Uncle Mike.
Nah, he gonna get in front of that camera. I already asked him about it too. I already said, "Hey man, you want to do some acting?" He's like, "Yeah, I think I can do it. I know you can.
He
You
will.
my son. You can do it."
He will.
So I can't wait till that happens, and
Yeah,
we looking forward to it.
definitely, brother.
Yeah,
Definitely,
we're looking
brother.
forward to it.
But
So,
I enjoyed this conversation,
Mike,
man, and
I
enjoyed
appreciate
having me
you.
today.
Thank you, brother, for your perspective on the Super Bowl and
Oh, no
just
doubt.
everything.
Yeah.
The National Black Anthem, and just hearing your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
And I think it was James Weldon Johnson.
It was. So,
okay, I
and the
wanted to
thing
make
about
sure
it-
that I said that
The
right.
thing about it is that I wanted to finish it off with this.
Go ahead.
I ended my Super Bowl journey with one last trip, and I went to go see one of my other mentors, one of my OGs.
Yeah.
Out in Vegas. He has a beautiful home. He welcomed me into his home to come sit with him and relax and chill.
I love it.
And that's OG Hawthorne James. Man.
Oh, of
Yo,
course.
yeah.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, man. Beautiful
Big
home,
red.
man.
Red.
Big giant pool in the backyard.
Love it.
Out.
Man, I can't wait to meet him, man.
Oh, man, look.
And I know it's going to happen.
It is. It's definitely going to happen, man.
Can't wait to meet him.
And the thing about it is, man, he dropped some jewels on me too, man.
Sure, man.
Because he knows my eagerness and he knows my journey, but he knows my heart.
Yeah.
And he has even thanked me, for rekindling a few things with him, man, because he loves the work and he is so underrated, so underappreciated.
I agree with that.
And I'm like, yo, this brother is a beast in front of the camera.
Man, he is.
And when I ran lines with him on one of the projects we did recently, man, in the Matchbox, I was like, yo, this is who I want to run lines with all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody that invigorates you, man.
Yeah.
And gives you that pow.
And it shows on the camera, too.
Man.
I was going to say that.
Brother, man.
Because in your film.
He brought me out.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That scene in the jail, in the cell.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. He brought me out as a director on that one.
Bruh.
Yo.
Those angles.
Yes.
Well, you can see actually in the cell, but you
Yeah,
can tell you
man.
was away from it.
Yeah.
Like I peeped all of that.
Yeah.
From him sitting down in the cell.
Yeah.
Even when you pan back and then the close up on it.
Yeah.
The conversation with you, your younger self in that
With
to that
Joshua
whole
Gunn and Jay Gunn.
With Jay Guns, that
Yeah.
whole conversation piece. Because I watched it over again. I watched it twice.
Yes.
I paid for it the first time. Then I went to Tubi. I ain't gonna lie to you, Mike.
It's all good. It's
But I
all
want
good.
you to pay for it, and you can get the book too.
Yeah, definitely, bro. A polished soul.
A polished soul. Yes.
Just remember, man. That's me pouring out my whole life story and
it's
telling.
dope.
Just telling,
It's dope.
giving people that jewel, that gem. But
Yeah.
Hawthorne James, man. When I finished my journey up with
Yeah.
going to see him before the night I had to go back to the airport.
Yeah.
And come back to North Carolina, man. And turn right back around with the California a few days later.
Yeah, you did.
Woo, but
You
anyway.
did. Yeah, you did. You went right back.
when I went through that.
That was another film festival too, wasn't it?
Yes, the Pan African
Gotcha.
Film Festival, man. That was amazing, man.
We have to have you come back again and talk about that.
we definitely talk about that.
Did you see
journey.
Dr. Umar while you was out there?
I didn't get a chance to see it, man. I wanted
I'm
to see
sure
him
he was
so
out.
bad.
I wonder if he was out there.
No, he
But
was
that-
out there.
That brother's on the grind,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, he's definitely on the grind, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But no, I saw other people.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You could tell we downtown, right?
Yeah, man. I was like, okay. At first, I didn't know. I thought somebody was hollering. And then I heard the siren, and I was like, okay.
Nah, we right smack in the middle of
Hey, that's the
everything.
reality of
That's
it,
the
man.
reality of it, brother.
Yeah,
So
man,
it's
but
all
I know
good.
one thing. I know one thing.
Yes, sir.
I have definitely, since you got me working, definitely worked up an appetite.
Yeah, man. We get ready to go get something to eat.
We're going to go get this food,
Yeah,
man.
we finna go get something to eat.
We fed our souls.
We fed our souls.
But now we got to feed the stomach.
Sir. So listen, I hope something was said to you that can help you become a better you as we travel through the clouds of life, empowering one another. Listen, this is the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Ross. Make it a great day and keep being great. Peace.
Today's episode of the Ross Cloud Podcast is sponsored in part by GospelStationCharts.com, where you can view gospel radio station song charts and track the promotion of your song, such as view how many stations are playing your song and how often, including what day and time your song played. Check it out now. Visit GospelStationCharts.com.